What up, players? Wolboss Tay back up with this mud. Welcome to part 2 of how to paint a Nordlander State Trooper. This is the finished, completed model. I go over what all the symbols on the shield mean, but just for you who are watching the beginning and might not watch all through the end, I thought you might find this pretty funny. Is that the little scribbling over here on this guy's shield, I just had this idea like 5 minutes ago, is going to represent the 4 members of this guy's 5-man detachment that didn't make it out of 7th edition. You know how Empire troop generals would have like 5-man detachments and just send them up while they leave the parent units behind and just be redirectors, and their only job was to die and force the enemy into a bad position. So this poor guy, he was the only one that made it out of his detachment. And now he's fighting in a whole nother unit, a parent unit, hopefully a regimental unit. But yeah, the rest is a twin-tailed comet and the anchor and this Imperial Cross. It's supposed to be an Imperial Cross, but it came out kind of funky looking. Yeah, and we finished the rest of the model with some highlights and a little bit more washes. Highlighted up the feather and the metallics and everything else. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and thanks for watching. We will see you as the video progresses. Okay, so we're back with Nordland, and we're going to highlight up the blue areas now. Since we used a wash, we're going to go back and layer back on some Calidor Sky. This is just for me personally. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I always find that going back over with the base coat is really helpful. Lets you decide what the wash is really going to end up shading the most and what you want to highlight back up. It's a great color. It kind of reminds me of a mixture between Enchanted Blue and Ultramarines Blue from the old range. If you want to get fancy too, you can change the designs on these guys' uniforms. They don't have to be flat colors. They could be there. You could draw like white stripes, say, or you know, creative stuff like that. Checkered patterns. Sky is the limit. Cod piece. Yeah, it goes on really nice. So, you know, I'm a fan. I'm starting to get used to these new colors. Step 2, Techless Blue. This is when we're really going to start focusing on where the sun is hitting us. It's hitting the model. Really stay out of the shadows. Just stick to all the highest points. Hence highlighting. Igor, you keep this model in frame, son. don't think I ever got into the old game Man O' War, which was basically like the original Dread Fleet for all of you young bloods out there. You could take your whole army on the ocean, make a whole fleet of boats. I never got into it, but it was like a pretty big thing at the local hobby store where I was at. Most people were talking about, you know, oh yeah, this new, before Dread Fleet was announced, everybody was like, oh yeah, it's the new Man O' War, or it's the new experimental rules for Man O' War. They're gonna re-release it. The Blood Bowl guys were like, no, it's Blood Bowl. In the end, everybody was wrong. Do any of you guys still play Dread Fleet? Why am I talking about this? Because in, I guess, the original Dread Fleet, a lot of the Empire's fleet, because the whole Imperial Navy came from Nordland, so a lot of the guys painted their Empire ships in the color of Nordland. Step 3, Lothern Blue. And, you know, Nordland being this blue and yellow, very striking color scheme. And once again, this recipe that I'm using comes right out of the pages of White Dwarf. Just taking it and using it. Showing you how easy or hard it can be for the new and the veteran painter. And I kind of like it. I think it's a little much. This 3-layer recipe it's a lot, but I think for the dedicated painter out there who wants to have all these paints in his set, you could really make some nice looking models with these when you've got the whole trifecta for each color. Just, man, what an investment you're gonna have to make though. Okay, I've got a little bit more time. I can get started on the yellows. So again, for the yellows, we're using Averland Sunset, working the base back up. I can't believe this is already video number 301. It's unbelievable. So thanks everybody for watching and supporting and commenting. Old subscribers, new subscribers. It's been a great ride. I hope to continue as long as I can making my videos. Yeah, that Cassandora yellow wash is really something. Who would have ever thought they would have the guts to release a yellow wash? Good for them. Okay. Next color up, I believe, is Imperial Yellow. Can't tell if this is the old. I think this is the old golden yellow, just refurbished, as it were. In the old days, in order to highlight this Averland sunset color, you would have had to add in a bleached bone or skull white. And it would always get really thick and gloopy, so you didn't immediately thin it down. So this new yellows, this is the first time that I'm using it, and I really like it. I'm about to run out of time, so I'm gonna just jump ahead to the last color before the video cuts out, and then I'll do the rest of this off camera. I'll just paint up the legs. So the last color, the yellow trifecta, is Flash Gits. Which looks like this, which is I think the new Bad Moon or Sunburst yellow. It's really bright. It looks almost like egg yolk yellow. Very bright. So I'm gonna be just kind of lining, not really as much as possible, although I might end up using more than I am intending to, highlighting with it. Ooh, but look how bright that is. Alright, so I'm gonna go finish the rest off camera, and then we'll see what it looks like when we get back. Okay, so our swordsman is all painted up. He's nice and bright with these yellows. I just think that the yellow is a little too bright at this point, so I'm gonna give him one more going over with the Cassandora yellow, which was the last shade we used in the last video, the last clip of the last previous video. And this is really just to tone down the new brighter yellows that have been added, because Averland Sunset is a wonderful color. As a base color, it really does its job well. But now that the yellows are just so bright and vibrant, I just want to tone it down. And the Cassandora yellow, this slightly orange tinge, just does that so well. I got some on the blue Carl Franz. It's gonna turn out green. What the? What? You piece of junk. Aw, man, look at all my Cassandora yellow on my hand. These paint pots, F minus FAIL. Fail. Oh, man. That is messed up. Anybody else have that problem? You shake your paint a little bit and then you open the lid and it all comes out on your hand. Like, that never used to be a problem with the old paints for me. But, oh man, it's like the second That is very disturbing. Man, threw off my whole groove. Ah. Anyways, the blue I like. The blue isn't as obvious. The transitions between the blues are nice and smooth, but the yellow was just so vibrant that I just had to get in there and tone it down a little bit. Try and get in the K. Okay, for Karl Franz. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna highlight up the skin, and we're gonna do that with good old plain old Talarn Flesh. I decided not to get any of the new skin tones yet because I've got enough Talarn Flesh and Dwarf Flesh and Elf Flesh that I don't see the color change being too different, so notice where the wash went in, like right under the cheekbones. Try to leave the wash where it dried and just highlight up like the bottom of the jawbone, the jawline, nose, the eyebrows. This goes for all of the faces, not just this one that I'm using. Also, we're gonna get the hands. Going to get the eyes, so we're going to take some Chaos Black and do really thin horizontal lines where the eyes should be. And like I say, for doing all of these lines, or doing all of these eyes, you really got to be careful because a lot of these models, what you think is their eye is really the bag under their eye. A lot of these guys just look like they're squinting, and if you paint the bags under their eyes, then you're gonna give them what I call fish eye syndrome, where their eyeballs are just gonna look totally humongous. Now, the opposite of fish eye syndrome, when you only paint the black and you don't paint any whites, and you get this result, is what I call Peanuts or Snoopy eyes, because there's no white, you only see the blacks. So the fix to that is, what I like to do is, once you've got that little layer of black on the eyeballs, take some Space Wolves Gray or any off-white color that's similar to Space Wolves Gray, and use that. Yeah, my guy's gonna end up kind of fishy-eyed looking, but it's okay. I think this is kind of close enough. I can show you. This one, it'll look alright. And I can't believe Cassandora Yellow spilled all over my hand. Going back to Chaos Black now to dot the eyes. Cross the T's and dot the eyes. And we're just going to aim for getting it in the middle. Looks pretty good, I think. Not sure if you can see. We can get the light to shine, but yeah, I think it's pretty decent. That'll do. That'll do. So next we're gonna go onto the metals, the metallics. We're gonna use chainmail. We're just gonna touch up what we've done before. So the breastplate, the weapons, the helmet, if your guy's wearing a helmet. A little too much water on my brush. So yeah, my 300 videos, 300 mark came and went. I was thinking if I could do something exciting and what I could plan out and do, and I was like, you know, I barely have enough time as it is to just make these videos, so I'm just gonna keep making my videos and not worry about doing anything. I was thinking of doing like a contest, like win a Warboste painted miniature. I see some of my friends on YouTube, whenever they hit milestones, they do like a contest. But then I realized, oh, that takes work. And that takes watching videos and lots of videos, and I can barely even get enough time to paint, so how am I going to watch a whole bunch of videos of people submitting their videos in? I can't do it. I don't have enough time. I do this as a hobby. Yeah, so you can see I'm kind of just highlighting his helmet here. There. So this guy's just about done. Just about. There are things that you can highlight, but you don't have to. If you've got like a horde of 40 of these guys waiting to get painted, then obviously you don't have to wash and re-highlight everything. But I think this is a pretty decent standard. You can take some, because this guy's got teeth. Rekarth flesh, while not being my ideal Deneb stone replacement, you can use, because it's a base color, base colors are the new foundation colors, you can get a little bit of it on the edge of your brush and just get in there and give your guy some teeth. Dental hygiene in the Empire was not high on the list of priorities. I think it's pretty good though. Okay, what else can we do? Is there anything else we can do? Yeah, like always, we can give our guy a little bit of eyeshadow. Instead of using a Sermon Blue this time, let's see if this Calidor Sky will be good. You're just going to take a little bit of Calidor Sky on the edge of your brush, fill it, load it up with some water, and turn it into the consistency of a wash or a glaze. And then we're just going to paint it under this guy's two eyeballs. Kind of where the bags should be. You could also use a Sermon Blue. And if it gets too thick, like this is very it's very Alice Cooper. All you need to do to fix it is add back a little bit of Tallarn flesh on the sides. Okay, I started filming, and then my camera putzed out on me again, so let me just show you what I did so you can do it yourself. As you will see, you'll notice that I highlighted up the feather, and basically all I did was from my Dark Angels green base coat, I took Snot green and Goblin green, which are old colors, but I'm sure they have new color equivalents if you don't have these in your toolbox. And I just painted in, diagonal, kind of just following the lines of the feather on both sides. And that's kind of how it ended out. And I also took some dark flesh and I mixed it into my Talarn flesh about, I want to say maybe 1:1, and I watered it down a lot, and then I painted it right under the guy's lower lip to give him a kind of ruddy red lip kind of look. So that's what I did, and I don't think I did anything else. So I hate it when my camera dies while it's uploading and loses the clip. So that's alright. You know what? I'm gonna keep going. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be showing you the design that I'm gonna try and copy and the background that I'm gonna try and copy. So what I want to do is something like this anchor right here to represent Nordland, and I want to do it on this black and blue quartered shield background. I think it's kind of interesting. So first I was thinking maybe I'll do the Imperial Cross, and then I was like, oh, I'll do an anchor. I might do an Imperial Cross, you never know. Both of them look really cool. So we're going to use Calidor Sky, and I'll show you how I do a quartered effect on a flat surface now. So I'm just going to kind of divide the shield down the center, and then across the front horizontal. Real horizontal like. Then I'm going to just fill in 2 of the 4 corners with Calidor Sky. We'll let this dry for a bit before we come back. That's way too much. So I might clean it up with some Chaos Black. In fact, I probably will. The great thing about painting on flat surfaces is that you get to really see where the design should go. You don't have to kind of skew your perspective like on a lot of the State Trooper flags are meant to look like they're waving in the wind, and as a result of that, they look a little bit, you have to paint them almost as if they're folded, because and then you have to factor in which part of the design is in the folds of the flag and whatnot. So you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm having a flash of genius right now. I'm going to make my design on 4 corners of the shield. Let's make the twin-tailed comet over on here. Have the anchor. I am nowhere near perfect with my freehanding skills, but practice, practice, practice. So those of you out there can say, "Oh man, Warboss sucks at freehand." Yes, I do. Do the top. I like it. I like this idea. I think this is a good idea. And then we'll do let's do the Imperial Cross. Why not? I'm gonna start with Codex Gray. What I'm doing is, it's a trick I learned. You want to block out your pattern first instead of just drawing randomly. Then it's pretty much like connect the dots. All that's left is to fix it with Chaos Black. And then we can highlight that up with Space Wolves Gray. cool. I like it. I like it. I think that's a winner. So I'm gonna use Fortress Gray to start highlighting at the cross. And I might do this boat anchor in a metallic color. Maybe. We'll see. Now I'll finish with the skull white, and we'll see what this looks like in just a little bit. Okay, so there we have it. This is the finished model, and let me show you what I decided to do. I painted some Space Wolves Gray as the writing, as well as the highlights for everything else. Like I highlighted the twin-tailed comet and the anchor down here a little bit, as well as the Imperial Cross, although it looks more like the Chevron gas station, or I mean Chevrolet truck symbol to me. But I decided here to do script on this side of the shield, and the idea that I had was these are the names of the other 4 members of this guy's detachment that didn't make it out of 7th edition because you used to be able to use detachments in 5 men or less, and run them up and just use them to redirect and get killed. So this guy made it out, but the other 4 guys in his detachment didn't. I think that's really funny. Oh boy, it's late. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this, how to paint a Nordlander using the new Citadel colors for the uniform. I still use some of the old colors for, you know, the metallics and other things, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, hope you guys liked it, and we will see you in the next video. Leave me any comments, don't forget to hit the like button, and just, you know, leave me some feedback, let me know what you think. Okay, thanks, we'll see you in the next one.